are sounding the alarm on Bitcoin. Yale University's Chief Executive Leadership Institute surveyed 87 corporate leaders last week, with about 9 out of 10 of them labeling the cryptocurrency a, quote, dangerous bubble. With us now, this Full Tilt Capital managing partner, Anthony Pompliano. He's a venture capitalist who has helped incubate cryptocurrency miners. So you're less into Bitcoin itself, although I believe you hold some Bitcoin, right?
I do.
And more in the technology.
Absolutely, more on the infrastructure side.
Okay, so business is brisk right now?
Yeah, look, I think that there's a real big focus on kind of the mania that's happening in terms of the prices attracting a ton of attention, both from technologists and Wall Street. And I think, there's people out there who say Bitcoin is going to save the world, and there's people who say Bitcoin's going to zero. And I think that both are probably wrong, and the truth's somewhere in between.
I want to show a chart with you, because we've seen some of these companies that are, either vaguely in cryptocurrency or actually in cryptocurrency, just their stocks soar. One of them is CryptoCo, BTV8004, which has jumped 17,324% since it started trading in September, which is crazy, making people billionaires on paper. Does that, though, undermine your business, though, your ability to invest, because it distorts the market?
Yeah, I think that it actually, helps, right? So there's a bunch of institutional investors that want exposure to this asset class. Right now, there's not that many options. Most of the newcomers to the space are small companies that are going public, but the technology is still very young, right? So we still haven't had a traditional proper IPO.
How do you value companies, though, when you've got benchmarks like this that don't make any sense?
Yeah, look, I think that in any asset class, right, you've got companies that are overvalued and undervalued, and I think that what ends up happening is everyone talks about a bubble, right? And I actually think that a bubble isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? It kind of shakes out some of the people who don't deserve to be there, right? And then it leaves the people who have sustainable businesses with real cash flows and can kind of build for the long term. And so I think that helps.
So do you think Bitcoin is in a bubble?
I think that rather than being in a bubble that's going to have some massive crash, I think that there's minor corrections that happen along the way, and I think they happen both on a daily or monthly basis. And so I think we'll continue to see those minor corrections over time. Some people will scream it's a bubble, but I think it's going to continue to rise over time.
Anthony, just talking about your business and your investments into some of these Bitcoin miners in general, I mean, the biggest criticism still seems to be how energy intensive these miners can be. I mean, there's stats out there that one Bitcoin in transaction equals the same power needed to power an average U.S. home for more than a week or so. I mean, is there enough value in cryptocurrencies to justify that kind of carbon footprint?
Yes, I think that those issues are completely overblown, right? So if you look at the Bitcoin energy consumption today, the global consumption of Bitcoin is less than 0.5% of all U.S. energy consumption. I think gold mining, for example, has 132 terawatts of consumption. Bitcoin's at 8, right? The U.S. fiat currency is over 11 terawatts. And so when you start to compare it to some of the other stores of value or currencies that people like to put Bitcoin in the category of, I actually think that Bitcoin at the end of the day is going to create a lot of the same advantages, but have a smaller energy footprint, over a long period of time.